Okay guys, so it's time for part 2 of my Q&A video. If you haven't seen part 1, I'm going to go ahead and throw a link up on the screen so you can check that out. And yeah, here we go. Part number 2. Let's get to it. Okay, Casper Jr. asks, do you watch foreign movies and how many countries have you been to? I watch foreign TV because you guys know I'm so into Korean dramas. And then any other foreign movies I watch, you guys, I'm kind of obsessed with Kung Fu movies. And I have been for years and years and years. So I have an extensive Kung Fu movie collection. So most foreign movies I watch would be Kung Fu movies. And as far as countries I've been to, let's think. So I've been to Canada. I've been to France. That's 2. I've been to Italy. I've been to England. I've been to Spain. And I've been to Monaco. And I think that's it. Okay, Pretty Punky Pie, who's got the best username ever. Their question is, there's been a lot of spoilers that a main character on Once Upon a Time is going to die before the end of the season. Who do you think it will be and why? I have not heard about this, and this makes me very, very sad. It better not be somebody that I'm really, into, or I'm gonna be really, really mad. Maybe Neil or Belle, especially now that Mr. Gold's gone. Maybe they'll do something to try to bring him back, and that will kill them. That would be kind of tragic. Okay, next question comes from It's Levi TV, and the question is, what do you use to make your thumbnails? Okay, get ready for one of my YouTube secrets. I seriously use the, poor man's method for making my thumbnails. I make them on PowerPoint. I don't have Photoshop or anything cool like that. So I use PowerPoint, and then I use a screen capturing software that's called Jing. And it's really cool because it lets you size the exact thing that you want to capture. And so yeah, I make my thumbnails on a PowerPoint page and then I Jing it. And there you go. Next question is from the Queen of Hearts 108. Out of all of the TV shows you watch and review, which ones are your top 3 favorites and why? I would love to ask which one is your favorite, but I realize that could be way too difficult since there are too many great ones. Thank you for that. Okay, top 3 is hard, right? I would definitely have to say Scandal. I've loved reviewing Once Upon a Time this season. It's just been so good. Number 3, either The Vampire Diaries or Sleepy Hollow's was really fun to do reviews for this year. Or even the originals. So one of those 3. That's way too many. That's way more than 3. See? I have a problem. Okay, next question comes from Sweetness331000. And her question was a question that I had a lot of people ask. So those questions kind of get folded into her question. What made you decide want to do YouTube videos? And what made you decide on doing TV recaps? And were you ever afraid that your channel wouldn't get the response that you were looking for, seeing that your videos weren't the norm, like beauty or natural hair? So this is a really good question. I actually started another YouTube channel and I just wasn't sure what I was doing. You know, I still have it. It's called Poppy Life. And it was just kind of like me just vlogging about life or making videos about writing and about writing a book. I feel like I just wasn't finding my niche. And then as I started to do a little research about YouTube and about YouTube channels that are successful, one of the things that over and over again I kept hearing was basically do something that you're passionate about. Do something you're interested in and something that you can maintain doing. So I think that's what kind of led me to doing TV reviews. Back in the day when I first started, it was definitely kind of okay, I'm going to upload this video. Is anyone going to watch it? But I think I was just so excited when I would get 1 view. I'd be like, oh my God, someone watched it. How cool. And then when people started commenting, I just thought that was even more fantastic. And yeah, I love that. I love that now I know, if I post a review of Scandal or Once Upon a Time or The Vampire Diaries, that I'm going to have a certain group of people who are going to watch and who every week are going to kind of tell me their theories. And I just love that. Okay, next couple of questions comes from TJ Milana. Have you ever done a rant video? If you haven't and you wanted to rant about something, what would it be and why? I don't think I've ever done a rant video. I'm trying to think of what I would want to rant about. I've thought about doing a video about how much I hate The Bachelor and why I hate it, and also why I hate a lot of reality shows that have women in them, things like Bad Girls Club, or the Basketball Wives and this Housewives or this and that. I hate those shows, and I hate kind of what they represent for women and the image for women that they put out there. So I could probably do some ranting about that, TJ. Next TJ question is, do you watch Once Upon a Time in Wonderland? I started to watch it, and I probably watched about 3, maybe 4 episodes. And then it just kind of lost me. It's one of those shows that I know I probably will watch eventually, but it's probably not going to be happening anytime soon. TJ's last question is, would you do a movie review? And if so, which movie would you like to review? So TJ, this is a fantastic question because I've actually got a new series that I'm going to be starting on my channel called Dinner and a Movie. And the first episode is going to be airing this week on Friday. So you guys make sure you stay tuned for that. Friday nights for me is usually movie night. And so that means me either going out and get something to eat or cooking something at home, sitting down in front of my TV and watching a movie. And so I'm going to start to do this little dinner and a movie vlog where I show you guys what I ate and where I give you a review of whatever movie it is that I happen to watch that week. Sometimes it'll be a newer movie, sometimes it'll be an older movie that I love or that I didn't love. And so yeah, that should be kind of fun. Okay, next question comes from Memuche L. And the question is, what are your theories for the originals? What do you think of Pretty Little Liars? Okay, so Pretty Little Liars, I know is such a fantastically popular show. I've never seen it. I haven't actually watched it yet. And it's probably right up my alley because you guys know how I love my teenage soap opera goodness. I just haven't sat down and done it. I know it's on Netflix. It will happen eventually. As far as the originals goes, I think the baby is going to be a game changer. Like when the baby's born, I think some craziness is going to happen. So I'm excited about that. And after last week's episode, I am super excited to learn more about Haley's family, about these werewolves. Okay, next question comes from I Love Neiman Marcus. What character or tale are you anticipating to be adapted into Once Upon a Time? The Wicked Witch of the West. I'm so excited about her. And I'm kind of excited about Rapunzel. I know there was a bit of drama about her. I guess I don't want to spoil that for anybody if you didn't know about the drama, so I won't say what it is. But I'm kind of excited to see what's going to happen there. There's so many possibilities of what they could do in the future of this show that I just hope that it continues to do well and continues to get renewed so that we can see more and more of it. Next question, again, is from I Love Neiman Marcus. What type of guy are you attracted to in terms of both physical appearance and personality? So I think physical attractiveness is fantastic, but to me, I feel like it's more important what kind of person you are. And I think that the inside is what attracts me more. My relationship with God is definitely kind of one of the most important things in my life. And so I feel like I'm attracted to men who have that same purpose and that same goal. There is nothing sexier to me than a man who is like seriously committed and authentic and real about his relationship with God. I just love it, love it, love it. I also love smart boys. I love all men, all of all shapes and sizes and colors, and men are awesome, and yeah. I Love Neiman Marcus has one more question. If you were a character on Once Upon a Time, but you are yourself and you're not in the role of a character already in existence, what would you think your own storyline would be? This is like a deep one. I would hope that I was like some, I don't know, kick-ass character, because I feel like I'm a late bloomer, like in my life I am. I'm one of those people that just like, I take my time trying to figure out what I want to do, and yeah, and I'm okay with that. So maybe I'd be the kind of character that people had just kind of discounted, but then they kind of rise up and like kick some major booty. That'd be kind of awesome. Plus, it would be really cool if I could be like an action star of some kind, because I would love that. Next question comes from Skylar Seas, and it is, if you were Elijah from the originals, and you had to choose between saving Klaus and Rebecca, who would you have chosen? This is an easy one. I would have saved Rebecca for sure, because she deserves some saving, and, you know, Klaus can take care of himself, and I would have went and checked on him later. Okay, next bundle of questions comes from Gladiator in Harlem. Here we go. Our first question is about Sleepy Hollow. So many open loops were left open from the season finale. What are your thoughts? And whose side is Katrina really on? Let's talk about Katrina, because I don't know. I feel like her character is so kind of ambiguous. It almost makes me feel like the writers are even still trying to figure out what they're going to do with her. I think eventually she is going to show up and play a bigger role. But I don't trust her, just as I don't trust anybody at this point. The season finale was just all kinds of cray-cray. I think Jenny and Captain Mills are going to save the day. Ichabod and Abby are going to be reunited. And I'm wondering if we're not going to see some sort of like family reuniting with Ichabod and Katrina, and then of course with their son. I'm so excited about season 2 of that show, and so bummed still that it's only going to be like another 12 or 13 episodes. Why are we not getting full seasons for that show? I don't understand that. I feel like they just want to keep us wanting more, which is really kind of working if you think about it. So maybe that's why they're doing it. So piggybacking off of the why I started doing YouTube, Gladiator in Harlem asked, How has the experience of YouTube been for you? And what is your end game? TV show, movie role, producing, etc. I feel like the experience has been fantastic. I love meeting people. I love the fact that there are people out there that are just as passionate about TV as I am. And I love getting to connect with people that way on YouTube. As far as in-game goes, I don't really think I had that thought in my mind when I started. It would be really cool to get, invited to sets and get to go do interviews and, kind of get an insider's view. That would be fantastic. Or to be one of those people that gets like TV previews, like if they said, oh, we're premiering a new series, we want you to check it out and do a review for your channel. I would love that. That would be kind of epically awesome. Next question from Gladiator in Harlem. There's so much talk nowadays about on-screen chemistry. How do you define that? And what, in your opinion, makes it great? For me, I feel like good on-screen chemistry between two characters, I feel like it works best when it develops over time. And I love that, as a viewer, getting to see two people like fall in love. I just feel like it makes it more realistic and it makes me feel more invested in it. Some of my favorite TV couples also share this kind of tension where like maybe there's something that stops them from being together. So like Buffy and Angel, Vampire Slayer and Vampire, and then Angel's curse and the reason why they can't be together. There was this fantastic tension between the two of them because of this desire they had for one another. I love that. Joey and Pacey on Dawson's Creek is another great example of that. These two people who want to be together, but we can't be together because we don't want to hurt, Dawson, and yet we long for each other. I love that. I also think some of chemistry is just casting. So for example, on Arrow, I think initially their thought was that Oliver was going to be in love with Laurel, but I will tell you, as soon as I started watching that show, I felt absolutely nothing between the two of them. Next question is about Sherlock. 3 episodes for a season? Why? How is that even considered a season? Still a great show and I love it, but would love to see more episodes. I totally agree with you. Such a great show. I love the fact that they took a chance on doing something different. If you haven't watched Sherlock, there are only 3 episodes every season, and each episode is basically like a movie. So they're somewhere between an hour and a half to 2 hours long. Yeah, I wish there were 5 every season, but there are only 3 right now. And again, I just feel like it's them leaving us wanting more, which we do. Last question is a scandal question from Gladiator in Harlem. This show has broken so many barriers on so many levels: gay marriage, infidelity, interracial love, adoption, torture. What's left? I'm kind of afraid of the answer, but curious to hear your thoughts. It's funny because when you kind of list all those things out, you realize how crazy this show is. Torture is on the list. Torture is on the list. Who knows where Scandal is going? I'm just going to trust in Shonda Rhimes and in her writing team because they have done some crazy, fantastic, awesome things. I think there's so many, obviously, topics that they could still broach. I'm excited to see Fitz's older kids come into play. I don't know when that's going to happen, if that's going to be this season or in the future, but I'm excited about that and to kind of see how infidelity affects the rest of the family. I feel like we've seen the love and the happy feelies between Olivia and Fitz, but how does their relationship affect the other people in his life? So that should be interesting. And there's gonna be more killing people and craziness, I'm sure. Okay, wardrobe change. So after I was done filming, I realized that I forgot to answer a few questions, so here we go. Okay, Twerry T has another question. Do you watch Revenge? If you don't, please do. So when people ask me about TV shows that I watch, probably one of the most popular ones I get asked about is Revenge. I don't actually watch it yet. It's a show that I know I eventually will watch. I know it's on Netflix, but yeah, no, I don't watch it right now, but maybe someday I will. Okay, so Serenity Q26 has a few questions. Have to ask, who does your hair? I think it's you, but you never know. It is me. Woohoo! I watch way too many YouTube videos about natural hair, and then I just try all different kinds of things. So I saw this protective style on somebody's channel and I did it. It took forever and I don't know that I will ever do it again by myself. But yeah, I'm all about trying to get my hair to grow so it's long and luscious. I can't wait for that day. But until then, I'm definitely enjoying the process of kind of learning about my hair. Our next question is, are there any upcoming shows that you're interested in? And yeah, there are quite a few shows that are coming up that I'm kind of excited about. I think the CW is getting ready to really kind of kick it into gear. One of the new kind of winter shows I'm excited excited about is Star-Crossed Lovers. I was a huge Roswell fan, and this show definitely has that Roswell, you know, alien boy meets human girl vibe to it, so I'm really excited about that. There's a couple of other CW shows also. One of them is called, like, The 100, I think. I'm not quite sure about that one yet. It definitely has that kind of, like, Lost / Lord of the Flies vibe to it. So fingers crossed for that one. Oh, and also The Flash. I'm really, really excited about that one. So those are a few shows that will be premiering soon that I will definitely be checking out. Okay, the next couple of questions are from Iman Peoples. The first one is, do you watch Dracula? And if so, what are your thoughts? So I have been watching Dracula, but it's another show that I'm kind of behind on. Got like a bunch of episodes on my DVR that I need to catch up on. As far as my thoughts go, I will say that I was genuinely surprised by how much I've liked this show. And I feel like as it got going, it just kept getting better and better. So I imagine that the episodes that are on my DVR are fantastic. And one day I will watch them and I will be really excited. Okay, and the last question is, do you have any kids? And if so, what are their ages? The answer to your question is that I do not have any kitties, so there are no little poppies running around the world. I do have lots of nieces and nephews, and I am the world's best auntie, so there you go. Okay, you guys, that is it. So many fantastic questions from you guys. Again, thank you guys so very much for all of your questions. If I missed any of them, I'm so sorry. I think I got them all. I hope so. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye.